Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cycling Lab, where we give you an insight into the world of motorcycle racing. We've been gone for a while. We thought we'd come back, and we are bringing you a very fun little video,
Hmm.
just ranking and rating all of the circuits that we're going to go on the 2025 calendar, which was announced, I believe, last week.
Yeah.
So we have a little tier list. The tiers we have are God tier, the best of the best, the meccas of motorcycle racing. We have good racing, which is, rounds you feel excited for. Maybe it is your favorite track, maybe it might not be, but not everyone will agree with you. Got meh, the fillers of the season. Just adding stamps on the passport, basically. We've got Snooze Fest, which are kind of circuits that have their place, but we probably don't go for the racing. And then we have Please Don't Take Us Back, the worst of the worst. Um, and genuinely, please do not take us back.
So yeah,
Yeah,
let's jump
let's
into
get
it.
into it. Right. Let's go in with the first one. Calendar order, Chang, International Circuit. Lauren.
Oh, I don't know. This is difficult. I've got the calendar up in front of me, so I can even remember the order of these, to be honest. I feel like because we haven't had Thailand yet this year, I don't know what to expect, but I think season opener is probably going to be good racing.
I'm thinking back to like previous years we've had. Last year was quite a good race. It was one of the best of the year.
Yeah.
Then 2022 was the rainy year.
Yeah.
And then 2019 was the famous Marc Marquez win.
Mm.
So I've always got good memories of it.
I don't think it's quite God tier.
No, it's not one that I pick off like straight away when I
Yeah.
see the car.
Yeah, or
Are we?
even when
Are we?
you're
Oh,
like, oh, motorbike racing, MotoGP, you don't automatically go, ah, Thailand.
well, this is still a very new circuit. I think good racing is very fair.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd stand by that. But that is also what I said. So
Argentina.
again, we didn't go here this year. So difficult to say. But again, I'm thinking start of the season. I feel like the start of the season always is a bit more fiery. If we look back at even the start of this season, there was a few moves. We had Pedro Acosta up on the podium early on. Yeah, when I think of Argentina, I feel like it's quite similar to Thailand, if that it's not one that like automatically jumps to God tier when you think about MotoGP, but I have pretty good memories of racing around here.
I
Or is
kind
it
of
a
want to
bit
put it.
meh? I don't know.
I'm willing to put it in there just because I think we've had good races, but I think there's always been external factors.
Okay.
It's a rainy circuit a lot of the
Yeah.
time, so you're always going to get a dramatic race in the wets. I want to put it in there because it still is a tight circuit where you can't overtake very easily.
Okay, I think I would agree with that. Like
Yeah.
I'm not I don't have any really strong feelings about this circuit, to be
There you
honest.
go. I do have strong feelings about the next circuit, which is Kota.
I would be inclined to put it in God tier. I can't think.
What? That's ridiculous.
Why are you gonna say snooze fest or meh?
At best.
Ah, what?
No, I can't be doing with Kota.
No,
Like
but think
the
about
first
like Moto 3 over the years at Coda. It's always a good race. And Moto 2 in the last couple of years, we've had crashes upon crashes upon crashes of like it's like
Crashes
a
doesn't make a
race of
good
attrition,
race,
like who is actually going to stay on and win the race sort of thing.
but Crashes doesn't make a good race.
No, I don't mean it in that sense. I mean it like it's so interesting because it throws up a surprise, I feel like.
Uh,
Alex
as a
Rins,
circuit, like
2019.
2023 as well.
Yeah, even better.
The first instinct I have with Kota is the first sector, great. The
Okay.
last, like the rest of it, boring, really, really boring.
Do you know the problem?
Like,
Do you know that video? This isn't even MotoGP, but you know the video of Charles Leclerc, and it's like that sunset lap around Coda, and he comes up over, and like the sun setting behind him, and then you've got the big Texas flag flying as well. I just think it's so iconic.
I think, yeah, but it's become like quite a modern classic. But even so, like we've had races which, in recent years, like you say, 2019, Mark crashed. I know that we got like a Rossi Rins fight for it.
Yeah.
This year, everyone crashed. Last year, everyone crashed. The year before that, 2022,
Nea Bashnini.
Bashni, that was a good race actually. When you put it
Okay.
like that, when you put it like that, it's been all right, but I don't know. Like, I still have my reserves about it. I think there's so much better in the US.
For what it is, I would be happy to put it in meh if I have to.
Okay, because you've like convinced me otherwise, I will put it in there.
Okay. I don't think it's a snooze fest,
No.
but I
Um,
agree that, yeah, maybe that you're right that the crashes isn't like a positive thing.
Next up, Qatar, because like we obviously have it at the start of the season every year, and you always say start the season fiery, but then last year it was at the end of the year,
Yeah.
and it's gonna come fourth next year.
Yeah.
So I think we've seen it in different lights. Well, literally. I enjoy it.
I think it's
It
good racing.
it is a great season opener. I'm gutted it's not the season opener
Mm.
this year. Next year, sorry. It's good racing.
It has to be. Just think of all the years that we've come to Qatar at the season opener and the surprises that you get, you know. It's just, yeah, it's always a good one. I just think even like Inea Bashanini won at Qatar one year. I think it was one of the years that we visited there twice, maybe.
No, it
And
was
then,
it was first race of 2022, his first race with the Cassini team.
and he won it first race. Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just think like the year Fabio Quartararo, must have been 2021, and Maverick
Yeah, he won
Vinales won there, and
that
yeah,
was the second races. I think Vinales won first and then Fabio.
and then Fabio obviously went on to win the championship that year. Yeah, I think it's so iconic in terms of night race under the lights. Even if
Yeah.
the race was a snooze fest, just the lights and how it
Well, we
looks.
put it in good racing, so
No, but what I'm saying is that even if the racing was a snooze fest, I would still put it in good racing just because I could sit and watch those bikes go round under the lights all day long. Like, I think it's
yeah,
incredible.
that's very valid. I think we should have
And it's
more
a
night.
bonus that the racing is actually good around the
Yeah.
circuit.
Well, to be honest, I think there's a few tracks that I do think we could have more night races at. I think
Yeah,
Malaysia has very good floodlights, so that
yeah.
would be something I'd want to see. But anyway, yeah, good racing. I think that was very obvious from the start. Jerez.
Meh.
I love Jerez.
Just because there's four Spanish rounds, I'm just, no offense, but
Yeah,
like,
but like think about them individually. Like you have the chance to like rank them and then just knock off the ones you don't like.
well, I prefer Barcelona.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the Jerez is MotoGP's Monaco.
No.
Like, okay, it might be
Mugello would
MotoGP.
probably be more MotoGP Monaco.
What?
Like iconic.
Right, first of all, the fact that you haven't disagreed with me and then said Assen.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah. Assen's probably MotoGP's Monaco, but then it's the second biggest race of the year.
yeah.
Um, I think Jerez is like it's historic. It's the second oldest track on the calendar.
Nothing jumps out at me, and unless I'm just being really stupid and it's flying over my head,
I
it
think we're
doesn't stand out.
losing I think we're losing the essence of like pure motorcycle circuits, and
Yeah.
Jerez is one of them.
But maybe it's just recent years of like aero and stuff like that has like tainted my vision of Perez.
It's it's numbed a lot of numbed a lot of races.
Where
Because I
do
think
you
like
want to put it? That's my question.
I originally want to put it God tier. So
Oh,
if you want to put it Met, I'd be willing to put it in good racing.
so we put it in good racing then.
It's like I don't think you can put Jerez any lower than that. It's what is one of the ones you look at.
Happy to leave it there for now. We can come back to that.
Le Mans.
Le Mans, I think. What do you think? I feel like I want you to go first with some of these.
I think that kind of like stretch, like having Le Mans and Jerez back to back is just great because
Mm,
both are bangers. Like French Grand Prix we've had over the years. Like I'm not even talking like recently. What? Sure, this year wasn't the most sparkly, but in previous years we had Jack Miller winning in the
mm,
wet, Petrucci winning in the wets, Enea Bastianini winning in 2022. Think even further back, like Chris Vermeulen winning in the wets. I know they're all wet races, but like I said, it's a motorcycle track, and they literally do the 24 hours of Le Mans on this Bugatti circuit.
I would be
That,
inclined to put it in God tier.
that's so interesting because I was going to put it in good racing.
Oh, oh dear.
I'd
I
be
don't know
willing
if
to put
I'm
it.
delusional or what.
I'd be willing to put it in God tier. Like, it is one of the. I think it is one of the best tracks.
I just think of everything that you said about Jerez. I think about Le Mans. Like, look at the attendance figures as well. Like, it's been
Oh
the
yeah, the
highest
crowd. The
attended
crowd.
Grand Prix for what, the last 2 or 3 years now?
That
Like,
was that was last year's, wasn't it? Because that was the 1,000th Grand Prix.
yeah. And this year's numbers were good too.
I'd be willing to put it in God tier because, like I said, that stretch of races is like really, really good,
Yeah.
and um, obviously French fans are just mental. Doesn't matter what the sport. I
Well,
mean,
for having only
um,
two French representatives in the main class, it's crazy how much they come out in their forces to support the two.
not even that. Just like you go to like French rugby,
Mm.
again French Grand Prix, like they're crazy.
Yeah.
Like the Motocross of Nations was just on this weekend, at Mastley Basin in the UK, and I swear all you could hear was French.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah,
The French
like
fans are so passionate. I think that helps too. Like you can really see the
I've
atmosphere at Le Mans.
I've missed out the obvious Tour de France there. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
atmosphere there are like mental.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Silverstone,
Please don't take us back.
I'd be willing to put Snooze Fest. Well, not even the Snooze Fest. Like
But it is a snooze fest.
I think some of the racing is good. Like
Yeah.
I think
I
we
take
had
what
a
I
good
said back.
we had a good Grand Prix last year.
Yeah.
2019 was obviously a very good year.
Yeah.
That's
Whatever.
it.
Was Elise winning last year? Or was that the year
Elise
before?
won last year, and then Bastianini won this year. I didn't actually watch any of it.
It was, I mean, I was watching in Grassini's garage this year, and like what an experience to be had. And that was magical, but like the actual, I went back and watched it, the actual
Yeah,
stuff,
I,
just a bit.
I, I,
Mm,
I just think with Silverstone, like it's very flat. It should, in theory, be a very good motorcycle circuit,
mhm.
long flowing corners, but it's just not.
I
And
think it,
I think that's
yeah.
genuine because it is like dead flat.
I think another big issue is it's just ever so slightly too big for MotoGP. And I mean that from a
Yeah,
fan perspective. Obviously, being there this year, it was my first ever time at Silverstone. But when you see the comparison of like 500,000 fans or nearly 500,000 fans coming in through the gates at an F1 weekend compared to the disappointing numbers, I don't have them to hand, that came to Silverstone in 2024. The place just feels so empty. And in the paddock, it's great. And even in the national paddock, it was really good because they had some BSB support races too. Like that was all great. But like actually going around and trying to find a good spot to watch was all just like, it's all too far
yeah,
away and it's all just a bit
that's fair.
dead. So I would say please don't take us back because I wish it was the size of Donington Park because we've been there
Yeah,
for the
actually,
World
I think
Superbikes.
that's valid. Like, I'm thinking mostly about racing, and I don't think the racing's awful, but it's also not like
Yeah,
whenever whenever BSB goes to Donington, that's one of the highlights of the year.
exactly. And like, take that for example, like BSB don't even go to Silverstone anymore. It's now going to be off the
Well, yeah,
calendar 2 years
they
ago,
had the
whatever.
national circuit, and even that was like seem too big for it. So
Yeah. It's
yeah, no, I think
just,
that's valid.
yeah, it's too big for what it is. And Donington is maybe too small. So I don't know. I'd like to see MotoGP go back to Silver or back to Donington so we could sort of see comparatively what the atmosphere is like and what racing it would bring. And then we could see, because I mean, Donington only got taken off the calendar in 2009 or 2010 was the first year that it went to Silverstone. So maybe we could take it back and see what's going on.
Or we can just go to Brands Hatch. Aragon.
What?
Well, I just know we're gonna have conflicting views.
Meh.
Okay, I'm willing because first sector, great. That long straight is just too long. Or like the first half of it's good,
Yeah.
but like the long straight is just way too long. It's a kilometer long.
Yeah, I just think meh. I know we've had good races there over the years, like Bagnaia and Marquez in the most recent years. Like that was a great race
But
with cat and mouse, but
I even think this year, like maybe the race wasn't a classic. Obviously, Marquez winning for the first time since his second surgery is maybe tainting my vision a bit. But for like a little circuit in the middle of nowhere and basically no stands, the atmosphere was very good. So I like Aragon.
yeah, I
Like
mean, I don't
it's
want to
not my
take it
favorite.
off the calendar when it wasn't on the calendar. We didn't go there one year, didn't we? It was strange to not
Last
be
year,
there.
last
Yeah.
year.
So I don't want to get rid of it. So that's definitely why I'm not saying please don't take us back. And the racing can be good, so it's definitely not a snooze fest. So in my opinion, meh makes the most sense. Okay.
Next up, Magello.
I love Mugello. I think it's great. I don't know if
I
it's
just
God tier though.
I just think in recent years, like it's been awful.
Yeah, but think previous to recent years, like it is iconic.
We are ranking the 2025 circuits.
Good racing. Good racing.
I'd be willing to put it in May, you know.
But I think Misano is m more meh racing than Mugello. Because think about Moto 3 and Moto 2 as
Okay.
well. Like, I think you get better support races at Mugello than you do in Misano.
Okay, fair enough. MotoGP's just been very flat at Mugello. Like, I reckon to
Mhm.
ride it would be like insane.
Well, it's so many riders, like so many people love it and they love
Yeah.
going there. I'll leave it at that.
Assen.
MotoGP's
I'm
Monaco.
not I'm not letting you talk.
No, I agree. I fully agree. Now you've been, so you can obviously speak from a better
Yeah.
experience than I can, but when you even just look at the history, which you reminded me of the fact that it's like the oldest circuit on the calendar that we still
Yeah,
go to.
the only year they haven't visited it was COVID year. Since 1949, it's always been on the calendar.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is God tier. I'd love to go. Next year might get over it, whether it be with MotoGP or with British Superbikes. So yeah.
Or World Superbikes.
Or World Superbikes, yeah. But we don't
Just
have their
go.
calendar yet, so maybe I'll just go to all three. Ugh.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Next up, this might cause a bigger debate. The
Oh,
Saxon Ring.
good racing.
I'm so torn because I think it should come off the calendar, but I don't want it to.
Too small.
Yeah,
It is a bit of a go-kart track.
it is because like you see, kind of with about three corners to go, they all come down the hill, and it's
Mm.
such a tight corner, and like on lap one, all of them are trying to get down into like a really fast corner.
Yeah.
Like you see some bad crashes there.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I'm pretty sure
safety.
like Raul Fernandez ended up like burning his hand basically sliding off there.
Yeah.
So like I'm willing to put it in good racing, but I have my doubts.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think there's been a lot of safety concerns over the last couple of years. I just think of some of the massive crashes we've had, Marquez and Zarco and Vinales, and yeah, the way
Everyone,
that it's laid out basically isn't great, and they could do with changing the pit exit. basically. And
Yeah,
yeah, that needs to be addressed. But I think from a watching it point of view, I think the racing is always great. I feel like that's the last time we actually seen Jorge Martin and Pecco Bagnaia battle each other on track was
yeah.
Saxony 2023. So yeah,
Very good race though.
very, very good race.
Next up, a returning track in Brno.
What do you think about Bruno?
I very much like Brno. I think that the races we've had over the years are probably more chaotic than they've been exciting.
Yeah,
But then I think back to like 2020 when Binder won, Zarco
yeah,
podium.
yeah.
I think there was a few big crashes, and by big I mean like bit of top riders.
Big names, yeah.
I'd be willing to put it in good racing.
I think good racing. Like I've no strong opinions on it. I'm glad to see it back all on the calendar, and I think I'll be intrigued to see how the 2025 bikes go around it.
Next up, the Red Bull Ring.
Ooh,
I have been.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been to quite a lot. Well, been to four. Um, and I just think in its current state, it's now a snooze fest.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting.
Like this year wasn't outstanding.
No.
Last year was horribly bad.
Yeah.
2022 was boring. 2021 was only good because of the rain and Brad Binder.
Yeah.
2020 we had a massive crash, which obviously forced them to change it.
Yeah. Well, we had a couple big crashes because the crash,
Yeah.
Danny Pedrosa's bike went on fire and all at
Oh, well,
once
that was
too.
2021, yeah, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because we had two races there.
Then we had what's it called? Like then 2019, 2017, 2018, sorry. That was all like Marquez Dovizioso final corner stuff, but it's not been good since.
I think ever since they added that chicane in,
I want to put snooze first, to be honest.
I would, yeah, I would agree. Which is heartbreaking because I think it has all the ingredients to be God tier, but it's just been a bit lackluster recently. Is
The
that fair
next
to say?
one, we can't really judge too much. It's Balaton Park, which we haven't even seen a race at yet.
Ah,
Just by the looks of it, there are bits I'm excited about.
yeah.
So the final section there with the is it like three apex left-hander?
Hmm.
That might be interesting if someone gets that wrong. There's some
Which
long
way are we
fast
going?
corners.
Which way are we going around this? So is it
It's like
anti-clockwise?
yeah. So it's a hairpin to start, or two hairpins really, and then some. It's really tight, and then you kind of go on to like a faster back section, which kind of reminds me of like reverse Donington.
Yeah.
I I need to see it with like elevation because that may change some things. I'd be willing to put it in like mare, just in the middle, like where we don't know.
I think Met is a good one also because we haven't seen anyone go there yet. Was it not meant to be on the World Superbikes calendar this year? And then that never happened.
Yeah, just got chucked off.
So, you know, we could have had a leg to stand on here, but I feel like we're only going to really be able to comment on it and like after we actually see bikes go around it, if we see bikes go around it, because I feel like it's one of those ones that they
Mm.
say is going to happen and then never happens. A bit of a Kazakhstan and India 2.0.
And add many to them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Met is pretty.
Barcelona.
Barcelona,
I have been.
go on.
I don't think it was anything special. I don't think it has been anything special in quite a few years.
Did you just want to say meh?
Yeah.
Because I would agree with that. Like, there's nothing that stands
Well,
out. I know I said it was my favorite earlier, which sounds quite contradictory, but I also say that like any of the Spanish ones don't really stand out to me, in my opinion.
okay, first. That's ridiculous, seeing as it's Earth, but all right. Next up, Misano, one that I haven't been to, but you've been to quite a few times.
I've been to three times now. The racing is totally meh, but the atmosphere, unbelievable. really, really good. So I struggle with this one. I do think the racing is a bit of a snooze fest.
Would you rather put it in there though?
Yeah. I think,
I think it's
yeah,
close racing, but it's never exciting.
yeah. Yeah. The fan side of it is unbelievable. And every year I've been, it's been so good. Like I watched Valentino's last home race at Misano and it was absolutely incredible. But well, that race was quite good actually because Marc Marquez won and Fabio won the championship. So that's maybe a bad year to use. But yeah, meh, I think is pretty fair. I do love it there, but the racing doesn't hold up on the other end.
Next up we have a very recent one in Mandalika. I want to say snooze fest. It doesn't excite me. I think we've had close races
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I think it looks like a motorcycle circuit. Doesn't feel like one.
I just don't think the racing this year was
Yeah.
anything of note. Yeah,
Well, I don't think any of the racing has been any good.
no, I
I
agree.
mean, I think it has its place as one of the more boring ones, and sure, it catches a few people out and changes the championship. But
I
other than
like that
that,
we go there though.
yeah, no, oh yeah,
Yeah, so it's definitely not a please don't take us back.
Motegi,
Snooze
obviously the last
fest.
one.
Snooze fest. Absolute snooze
I'm
fest.
I'm willing to say, please don't take us back.
No, because again, look at the fan side of things. I know we weren't there, but the crowd looked crazy. Like that's some of the best support we've seen all year. I'm willing to say snooze fest because like where else are you gonna go?
That's
You-
true. I like they're not going to fix up Suzuka,
No,
not for Grand Prix standard anyway.
no, it has to be. It has to stay at Motegi. So
Fuji, I don't think is. I mean, I need to have a look, but Fuji doesn't look any decent.
no.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that, but I really don't like Motegi.
But that's the difference between Silverstone and Motegi. In Great Britain, there's another option there that we could
Yeah.
genuinely go to,
Okay.
whereas in
Okay.
Japan, I'm struggling to see where else we could take MotoGP.
I'm not even going to debate the next one. Phillip Island goes straight into God tier.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
conversation over. Sepang. I think
Nay?
recently, yeah. I don't think we've had a decent Malaysian race in a while either.
No, like we've seen championships and stuff decided there in the past. And
The only one I can
again,
think of is John McPhee's win, but that's
oh, that was
Moto
great.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always confuses me because of the big long straights and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, just meh.
I think it does work,
Yeah.
but like I don't think we've seen a good race there recently. It has its place.
Yeah.
Next up, Portimao.
I think this is the same as Sachsenring. Safety concerns are getting bigger and bigger the more we race around here, the more issues are coming to light. I know riders have even said like we want to see changes, but like on track, watching these guys go around, it's incredible when they go over that big jump. And we've seen it like even
Yeah,
Toprak does it when they're like
yeah, I was going to
literally
say because Top
taking
Rack's like
off.
launched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to put in good racing because I really do enjoy it.
I feel like it always brings good racing. I know we've obviously had controversy there in the past with some crashes. I think back to Marc Marquez and Miguel Oliveira, which was a bit
Yeah.
rough for Marc Marquez.
Yeah.
But yeah, good racing. I have nothing else to say about it. But they do need to fix the safety around that circuit.
And finally, the last stop on the calendar is Valencia. I'm just going to place it in. Please don't take us back.
No.
What?
Snooze fest.
No, you said there's too many options in Spain, and I said you've got the chance to knock them off. This
But
is obviously the first Spanish track.
I like Valencia being the closing race of the season. I think it makes a lot of sense. I
No,
think when they have their big end of season party and everything too. The only
it's
problem
a
is that
tiny.
yeah, when the championship gets decided in Valencia, it is a bit boring.
No, it's a tiny track. We haven't had a good race there in a bit. Um, like I think back to 2020 when we closed the season in the Algarve. Like we had actually had to put Portimao as the second to last round, be the last round. Imagine how good the party will be on the coast of Portugal.
Okay, I would say snooze fest, but I will let it go and please don't take us back.
Well, I took a hit for Jerez, so
All right,
I'm
okay.
I'm willing that you take a hit for that now. So yeah, to recap, in Please Don't Take Us Back, we have Silverstone and Valencia. In Snoozefest, we have Austria, Mandalika, and Motegi. In Meh, we have Argentina, Kota, Aragon, Donington Park in Hungary, Barcelona, Misano, and Sepang in Malaysia. In Good Racing, we have Chang, Qatar, Jerez, Mugello, Saxon Ring, Brno, and Portimao. And in God Tier, Le Mans, Assen, and Phillip Island. I think that's agreeable.
Don't come for us, guys, okay? I don't want to hear it.
I was going to make that whole thing about like, if you disagree with us, you can write to us,
Oh, well, yeah, I want to hear other people's opinions on this
but
one.
just but just know that we're right.
Yeah, know that there isn't actually another version of this, that this is how this next year is going to go. But feel free to put your opinion in the comments. We just won't agree with it. I jest. But yeah, I think that's it.
Perfect.
So if you do agree or you disagree, like we said, put it down in the comments. And yeah, it's so nice to be back making videos with the Styling Lab. If you want to follow us, you can follow us absolutely everywhere at the Styling Lab. And we'll see you guys very soon with another video.